What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw for TV. So this has been a very eventful day when it comes to the NBA. As I said, I think I said this yesterday. I had been actually complaining to some people that after the NBA Finals, there wasn't really much to talk about as far as the sports world, but that's not the case now. Although I will talk about some other things outside of basketball. Got some baseball stuff to talk about soon. But look, so I think you guys are aware now of these recent developments involving the Lakers and LeBron James. LeBron James opted into his $52.6 million option for the 2025-26 NBA season, which I guess on face value would indicate that he is fully committed to playing for the Lakers for his 23rd NBA season, which will break the record formerly held by Vince Carter. But then the twist was the statement put out by Rich Paul, representing LeBron James. Of course, Rich Paul is LeBron James's agent. And it basically said that although LeBron is committed to playing for the Lakers, at the same time, we want to see what type of roster the Lakers are going to put together before we fully commit to this Lakers team for this next season, which basically means, in a nutshell, if we feel like the Lakers are not putting together a team that is championship material, or a team that is at least credible or viable as far as competing, then we may have to weigh our options, i.e., possible trade. I mean, that's how most people are reading that situation, right? Now, of course, what makes that so strange is that people are like, well, wait a minute. Well, then why did you take the money and then say, okay, well, we need to see what the Lakers do as far as putting together a team that could be a championship contender? It just doesn't make much sense, especially considering that, LeBron James is a billionaire. He's at the end of his career, and I get it. You want to cash out as much as possible, but at the same time, you can't sit there and think that the organization is going to build a team that can compete with other championship teams, and you're taking all the money, hoarding all the money. But anyway, now there's this new development. This new development is that now all of a sudden there's these rumors that LeBron James, as far as one of the small list of teams that he may want to go to in the event that he gets traded, is the Dallas Mavericks. Now, me personally, I don't see him going anywhere, really, unless things really deteriorate between him and the Lakers FO, right? But here they're talking about it right here.
As for where could LeBron go, I think it's a little bit too early for that. I don't think we're at the point of him asking out, but if he does, I assume there will be a list. And in terms of in terms of teams that would make sense, I came up with four: Dallas, Cleveland, New York, and Golden State, in no particular order. But I will say that there's been some LeBron and Dallas buzz going on a couple of years now. Remember in the summer of 2023, right after Dallas had traded for Kyrie, there was that rumor out there that LeBron was going to go to Dallas on a vet minimum contract and team up with Draymond, and it was going to be Luka, Kyrie, LeBron, and Draymond. And that, of course, did not happen. But there has been some buzz, I will say, in the general NBA ether over the last week or two with LeBron and Dallas. And if you just look at the situation, they have AD, they have Kyrie, they have Jason Kidd, who LeBron played with in with Team USA, and then also played under with the Lakers. Kid was an assistant on that 2020 title team, and LeBron loved being coached by him. They also have Nico Harrison, which, as funny as that is to sub, he is a former Nike guy, and LeBron is Mr. Nike. So I think LeBron is going to stay in LA. I think that's the way this ultimately plays out. And I mean, we've done this song and dance before with him before, right? And we've seen him apply pressure through the media, through statements. This does feel a little bit different than that, but I think he stays. But if he does ask out, if it gets to that point, if the disaster scenario for the Lakers plays out where DFS leaves, they strike out in free agency in terms of an impact player, they don't make a trade or two, and LeBron is unhappy with the roster and wants out, I would say keep an eye on Dallas. That's all I'm going to say. With that, I think that's a team that would be on his list and in play.
I've even seen some people on social media line up the numbers and put together a package that, at least from a financial perspective, works. Now, whether or not the Lakers would want what the Dallas Mavericks would hypothetically give them in this scenario, that's a whole nother story. But one of the packages is LeBron James and Bronny James to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, and Max Christie. Now, I'm not even sure if Gafford is still available, because I can't remember, but didn't one of those big men already leave? One of those players, I can't remember whether it was Gafford or somebody, but anyway, the Klay Thompson angle would make sense because, I mean, his father played for the Lakers. And if it was LeBron James that was keeping Klay from joining the Lakers in this scenario, that wouldn't be an issue. I mean, I just don't know if the Lakers would want that back in return. It's not, to me, the strongest package deal per se, but you do get a lot of pieces that maybe you can move later on during the season. But anyway, I just can't see this because it's so complicated, because if LeBron really wanted to leave, he would have never opted in and just, would have requested a trade if he really wanted to leave. But then again, we're talking about LeBron James here. We're talking about LeBron James, a guy who is incredibly self-centered. And when he gets into his feelings, you never know how this guy will move, man. I think personally, I think LeBron's going to come back and play for one more year of the Lakers, his farewell tour, and then call it quits. But there could be somebody in his ear right now, or in his team's ear, collectively, because this is a little bit unusual as far as how he's moving. So I would say I think it's an 80% chance he stays with the Lakers, but there's a 20% chance that he may move. Now, they said that the 4 teams are Cleveland, New York, Golden State, and Dallas. If he goes to Dallas, let's just say pretty much that's the package, right? Like I said, I don't know if all those guys are available still, but if that's the package, that means LeBron James would be able to reunite with Anthony Davis, his teammate in LA, reunite with Kyrie Irving, although Kyrie is hurt, but he'll reunite with him eventually, in Dallas, his one-time teammate Cleveland, play with Cooper Flagg, reunite with Jason Kidd, who was an assistant coach in LA, and am I missing somebody? But anyway, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Especially consider the fact that this guy was just talking about ring culture and how weird it is. And You know, players shouldn't have to feel like they have to put rings ahead of anything and everything else. You know what I'm saying? That just goes to show you that LeBron James oftentimes is just talking outside of his fucking face, man. More than likely, when he opens his fucking mouth, it's usually a lie. But I'm gonna tell you something. If this guy does force a trade, man, he is the most. We already know this, but this would make him the most despicable, self-centered motherfucker in the history of sports, man. And nobody in the mainstream media will call him out on it. Nobody. If he does this. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. Tell me what you guys think.